more people come into the store because that increases the chances of people buying other stuff. So I completely understand why they're throttling. It's just annoying. And for me, it's more, I think the Pokemon company needs to get their hands around this. And I have a big theory that I want to run you through.
All right.
My theory is that booster boxes are about to become a little bit more scarce. I think they're signing these deals with Walmart and Target. It's not going to be boosters. It's going to be blisters, and it's going to be those rectangle cardboard things, whatever the hell they're called. And those are going to be very big in the stores because they have a lower price point, and they're going to focus more on that than printing all these boosters. And I think there's going to be less boosters on the market. That's my own theory on that. Because Target and Walmart both said they want to get more into the TCG and baseball card market.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they're doing, right? Like it's already been shown that every time, we get these reprints, and it's funny because, the hobby, a lot of the hobbies run by these like notification groups. There's these Discords that people will have, or other groups, whether they're on Facebook or whatever. And what they'll do is they have, bots and trackers of when these drops happen, when these releases happen. And it's funny because they keep putting out the press releases with booster boxes in the actual picture, the actual promotion, and booster boxes never come. I mean, they're almost always, like you said, the ETBs, the booster bundles, the sleeve blisters, 3-pack blisters, anything other than booster boxes. And because of that, you're seeing the booster boxes hold up a lot better than any of the ancillary items or the booster packs. And on top of that, the cases, the booster box cases, because sometimes they will print some boxes, but they'll throw them on Pokemon Center, or they'll throw them in vending machines, the Pokemon-owned vending machines, right, and they're not in cases. And so now the case premiums on a lot of these items is through the roof because they're not going through typical distribution channels with Southern Hobby, the other big distributors. And so even the sealed cases are becoming extremely scarce. And so one of the examples is Surging Sparks boxes just got thrown in a bunch of vending machines. So the Surging Sparks boxes corrected down to like the 220s, but the cases are still going for $1,800, which is valued at $300 a box, 6 boxes a case. It's very strange. People really are paying attention to the scarcity of these items.
And people are saying Pokemon companies should just print more. They're at full capacity with the printing shops. Like, they actually can't print more. If they could, they probably would, because they know there's not enough not enough supply to meet the demand out there.
Well, everything keeps getting delayed. I mean, the ETBs for this new set were delayed, right? They've delayed UPC productions. Like, all of these sets continue to get delayed. They push them out into 2 different waves. And, the restocks or reprints that do come, they're never really enough to quench the demand. That there'll be like a small, maybe a drop in price, maybe just kind of a stagnation for some time. But then you look at the sales volume, and hundreds of these items are selling per day on eBay and TCG Player, and before you know it, they all get eaten up and the prices rise again, and you just simply can't print all the sets. It's just simply not possible in the time frame of which they're in print.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I keep talking to people about allocating capital toward this, and they look at me like I have 2 heads. And now some of them are actually getting into it, and they're like, this actually makes sense. And you start seeing what the shops are doing and how much volume there is on eBay. I cannot believe how expensive the Charizard is right now already. When we start seeing PSA 10s, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the one criticism you could say of like the hobby or things like this, unregistered assets, is liquidity. Once you get like a large amount of money, people are worried about the liquidity of it, especially people who are used to, the stock world, the crypto world, where one click of a button, you can sell it. But, with stocks, there's not really fees anymore. Crypto, there's definitely some fees with the transactions. But, what I always say is, like, it just depends on what percentage you want. It depends on how liquid it is. I mean, there are large buyers right now. Like Rudy. Rudy's a large buyer. He's paying 80% for most sealed product right now. There's other large buyers that will pay you 80% right now. At Collecticon, people were paying 85 to 90% for PSA 10 slabs, like cash, paid out right there, $100 bills. They didn't have a limit. They were taking as much as you had. And so there is liquidity out there as long as you're realistic with the, price point you want for your items. And then people will say, well, then it's not really worth what it says it's worth. It's like, well, no, it's not worth 100%. There's always going to be selling fees, or you're going to take a little hit if you sell to someone, buying your whole collection. But what I always say is take a look at the returns. If the returns are, 200% in a year, like we've seen, taking 80% of that is still far better than you're going to do anywhere else.
Did you see Rudy's video about him buying $250,000 worth of Magic and just putting it in the back of his truck?
There you go. Like it's nothing.
I just don't understand how a store that has that type of inventory is going to go out of business. Just call Rudy, have him take it. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And everything I'm seeing with Magic is moving.
Yeah. It's hard. I didn't watch the whole video. It's hard to know. Like, a lot of the stores I see go out of business are ones that are like partnered in some way. They have like partners and they have different ideas, different goals that, they go back and forth. Even a local shop here in St. Louis broke up because the partners just couldn't get along and had different ideas, different goals, different visions, and they split up and now they both own their own stores and run them differently. So it's all over the place, man.
Is this your buddy?
It is. There's Brian. What's up, dude?
Is this the legend, Brian?
It's the legend.
Legend.
Looking at 400K.
Love it.
That's what I'm saying. There's people throwing around that kind of money. And it's just like, you can look at a lot of these boxes, right? Over the last year, just 1 year. A lot of them are up 200 to 300%. Right. And then you have people say, well, yeah, but what about liquidity? It's just like, dude, I can give you a list of names. People will buy 80%. Well, I'm not going to sell at 80%. You don't want to take 180% gains with instant liquidity. That's where it gets kind of hairy. It's just like, well, yeah, if you want to hold out for absolute top dollar, you may have to sell it a little slower. And so it's just there's definitely that issue. Like when you compare it to stocks, it's not a click button sale, but at the same time, if you start to understand what you're doing, you can navigate through this hobby and things like unregistered assets effectively. You can buy in, you can find deals a lot cheaper than market. And so effectively, when you go to sell at the end, you're taking a bit of a hit on percentage. But if you're able to buy in at a lower percentage when you bought, that kind of takes away the money you're getting hit on at the end. And so like with the stock, unless you're, an insider or something, or you have an option, you have to buy at the same price everyone else does. You got to click buy at market price. Whereas collectibles, there's a lot of ways to buy under market price and then sell at market. And so it's a wash.
What's interesting is the lines around the door, and people camped out from the morning just to try to get into a card shop. I mean, look, you talked to my buddy who picked up a bunch of stuff for me. He calls me up and he's like, the amount of people that are waiting in line to try to get this from the shop is nuts.
It's insane, man.
And people think that there's no liquidity. People think that this is non-investable asset class, yet they've never gone to one of these big events. And I equate it to the sports card market, where I've gone to the regional stuff, and it is the amount of money that is at these shows is insane. You look at what Collecticon is doing, look at Comic-Con. This is only getting bigger. I am fully convinced of this.
Yeah, and like I said, man, it's just like, with PSA and GameStop really teaming up and kind of working in tandem with whatever kind of synergies their businesses have together. I don't even know how tangled that web is, but the funds are near endless, right? They're near limitless. I mean, when you talk about companies with billions of dollars in an industry like this, that goes very far, because a lot of these items and cards, especially when you look at like not even market cap on a lot of these items are like in the, small, like, I don't know, $1 to $10 million. Right. But like, when you look at like the availability on the market, a lot of these items have like in the 5 figures or 6 figures, some in the 7 figures, actually even available to trade. And so it doesn't take a lot of capital to completely buy out some of these like segments of the market. And when you talk about companies now with billions of dollars getting involved, we're going to see some things shaking up here.
Yeah, and then you look at people like me who have disposable income that buy boxes and throw them in a storage unit. I can throw them in a storage unit and sit on them. And when I see people like you, other people doing the rip and ship, people doing whatnot streams, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that there is more and more product being ripped. Eventually, it will go out of print. The product is still going to be ripped. And in a couple of years, it's going to get scarcer and scarcer. Now, I'm not smart enough to know which box is going to be the Fusion Strike or the Evolving Skies. So I just buy all of them. And eventually, I think that that methodology works out well. And it's going to be pretty easy to sell sealed wax and sealed cases at 85, 90% of comps.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm going to read you some numbers. And this is what people, I fight with it every day, but people miss this. And I want everyone to be just hear me out here.
You're going to share your screen, or you want to share your screen?
We can share the screen if you want.
I don't know what you're looking at. We can.
Yeah, here. Let me share it.
Okay.
All right, there you go. So these are the public print numbers that Pokemon puts out of how many cards they print a year. So basically 21 to 22, that was kind of after the pandemic when things were popularity was coming down. They were at 9.1 billion. The next year they were at 9.7, 2023 to 24, 11.9. And then they went back down to 10.2 last year. And so they haven't put out the numbers for this year, obviously, but I just want to give you guys an idea. 9.1 to even 10 to 11, you're talking about like a 10 to 20% increase. Now, if you look at the sales that are being done on all of these live stream platforms, if we were to look at, we were to look at Whatnot, Drip Shop, Fanatics Live, eBay Live, all the people like me that rip on YouTube, that rip on Twitch, all TikTok, right? The amount of packs being ripped now is infinitely more than what was being ripped in those previous years. I mean, I would say, I don't even know how, I couldn't even calculate it. At least 10, 20, 30 times more. And the thing is, the majority of the packs that are being ripped are Scarlet Violet era packs, right? Because obviously they're the ones that are still in print. They're cheaper. They're easier to hit things out of. People are all worried about the loose packs of the older sets, worried they can be like scanned or weighed and all these things. And so you have a few 10 or 20% more cards being printed now, but you have infinitely exponential more being opened of all the era that is being printed now. I think people are out of their minds thinking it's going to be plentiful in the future. It is being ripped so fast, and Pokemon can't print it fast enough. And eventually these sets are going out of print. We have the first block of Scarlet Violet going out of print in April. The next block will go out of print in 2027 in April. And I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up. And I think when it goes out of print, it's going to hit people very hard that, oh, this is all we got and we're not getting more. And prices are really going to start getting jacked up.
I think people underestimate how many packs are actually getting ripped between all the different venues, from Fanatics to eBay Live to Whatnot to YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but how many packs do you think you rip a week?
So I will say it has been a little slower than it was earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, we were doing 4,000 to 5,000 packs a week. I would say now it's down to 2,500 to 3,500 a week.
So 3,000 packs a week on average recently, and that's just one stream. That's one person's stream. When you add all of this up, I am telling everybody the amount of product that is going to be on the market in the future is going to be significantly less, because we've never had an era where this has happened.
Yeah, I agree. It's and like I said, we've never had a time when this many kind of large players and large scale like companies and are getting into the industry. I mean, obviously we heard about the sports card. The sports card stuff's very public, with Kevin O'Leary, with Tom Brady opening his line of shops, with Jeff Wilson getting private capital to expand his card shops nationwide. But, the Pokemon side of things is getting similar treatment. I mean, PSA is now, their numbers show TCGs are now the largest category they grade, right? You have the GameStop, in where they're going to grade all your cards for you, which primarily what they're taking in is, Pokemon, but other TCGs. And, they're putting a lot of money behind it. They're going around to these shows. They're buying out slabs. Fanatics and GameStop are now have those mystery power packs or whatever, where you can literally you click a button and you bet however much you want. You want to buy a $50 pack, $100 pack, $1,000 pack, and then it'll flip it around, show you what slab you got. And, you can immediately have them buy it back for 90% and try again, or you can have it shipped to you, which most everyone just has them buy it back and wants to roll again. And it's only making the hobby, I would say, bigger and more accessible, easier.
So I saw a comment that if Nostalgianomics alone is ripping $150K a year, you may want to redo the math, sir. I mean, you may want to add, 0 or a little bit more on that one.
What? I mean, how many packs per year?
No, 150K a year. So maybe he meant packs.
Well, I mean, if we're doing, like 3,000 a week times 52 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I took it as dollar amount, but yeah, 150K packs. Look, it's a lot of freaking packs.
It is.
And then you have all the other ones. It's, 7. I'm sorry. I thought you meant 150K a year as in dollars, not packs. But it's really wild because these are modern art, my opinion. I think that oil paintings are done. I think traditional artwork is done. It's phased out. The younger generation is not into that. I think it's sports cards. I think it's TCG, not necessarily comic books, but these things I think are going to have a lot of staying power. What I'm seeing at the conventions and the shows is just a ton of liquidity, and the numbers just work.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. I know. I love it.
Look at the chat, and this is all a myth. This is all a myth.
I love it, dude.
Because I went on a freaking Apple rant today.
There he is. No, that's so funny.
Oh my God, with the stupid fucking pocket for the fucking iPhone, it annoys the shit out of me.
Dude, that's so
he's gonna buy one too. I know he's gonna buy one.
It's funny. Hey, I'm gonna make Amit very angry right now. I have never owned an iPhone in my life.
That won't make him angry.
Oh, I've actually never owned an iPhone, man. I've had I've had Android since the beginning, basically.
Yeah, same with my wife. My wife has an Android. I have an iPhone.
But yeah, man, like all those different like kind of alternative type assets, like the younger generations, they don't care about like war memorabilia. Like statistics come out all the time that a lot of these younger kids are not even drinking as much anymore. So no one's going to care about collecting all these like high end, bourbons or wines or all these different things. Like the interests are changing. And, when a lot of the people with the money and the high positions and companies and all these things, they kind of retire and die off and things, it's going to leave all the people with the money and the assets. They're going to prefer the things that are important to them. And one of the things is these kind of collectibles, right? Like video games they grew up with, different trading card games, things like that.
Have you seen this recently?
No.
60 million in sales, 18 transactions. This is the Wondershine Index, Alex. The Wondershine Index. The Covenant $12.9 million Kobe Jordan card. They are saying it now is a value of $16.4 million.
And that's my problem. Where's that number come from?
Well, if they paid 12.9, I'm sure somebody offered them money for it and they're just putting a value on it.
Yeah, I mean, it almost reminds you of like Zillow, right? Like this estimate.
Yes.
Like they're just creating their own market, their own price. I mean, it's a one of one until it sells. Like it's kind of anyone's guess, but
anyone's guess.
Yeah.
The card market is getting bigger. There's more liquidity in it. And I got to tell you, I really think it's an interesting alternative asset. That's why I've been doing Pokemon thing for about 2 years now, maybe 2.5. I'm up like 240%.
Have you sold anything?
No.
I urge everyone out there that like is, because I get that comment, I would say at least once a video, okay, is, and I don't know if they're trolling or if they're serious. Some people are serious. They're worried about like liquidity and selling. I just urge everyone, just go sell something. See how fast it goes. Go list it, lowest list on eBay or TCG Player. Watch how fast it gets snapped up. Go to a Collecticon and walk around to some vendors with your stuff. It'll get snapped up. Now, if you're getting some weird, obscure stuff that nobody wants, yeah, you'll probably, but if you're buying the high end, PSA 10s that of the popular species, the top hits that everybody wants, if you're buying the booster boxes, you're not going to have any problem getting rid of them. Now, when you start to, explore all these niche items, yeah, you may have some issues, but the riches can be in the niches. So
have you seen the gem rate numbers recently?
I know PSA almost hit 2 million cards in the month.
And that's the other thing that shows you how much liquidity there is in the market. PSA graded 78,000 items yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanity. 78,000 items they graded. 1.86 million in the past 30 days. Now, TCG is about 60% of the market right now for graded cards.
Man, what did that chart look like a year ago?
I don't know, but the past 30 days, it's a little bit less, maybe 56%, 55%, but
yeah,
it's insane. TCG has 1.12 million cards graded in the last 30 days.
Well, another crazy thing that people aren't talking about is PSA gives offers on almost all the cards now.
Yep.
So you'll get your grades. They'll make you offers before they even ship them, and they'll buy them right from you. And a lot of these offers are 90% or more of market. And so, and I don't know where all these cards go. Like, in my personal opinion, I guess they might have some sort of deal with GameStop to sell their power packs. And then listen to this. All right. So here's another theory. A lot of these slabs may not ever hit the market again because they're going to be wrapped up in GameStop's power packs, Fanatics power packs, right? People are going to play the game. They're going to buy the power pack for $100. It's going to flip over. The card's going to be worth, 80. They're going to say, nope, I want to try again. It never leaves their vault. Even if they win and they hit a $200 card, a lot of people will just take the profit and take the 90%. It stays in their vault. The only time it ever leaves their vault is if people say, no, ship it to me. I want the card. And so a lot of these are just going to stay there. They're not even going to leave GameStop or whatever their vault anymore.
Well, I know a lot of people that are putting money into this, and it is really interesting. Now you guys got jokes. Apple over Aaron Judge. Stop it. Stop it.
Apple over
jokes tonight. Got jokes tonight. But did you see Ty's new video about the guy who's selling all of his sports cards to buy One Piece?
Yes.
What'd you think about that?
I don't know, man. I know One Piece is a extremely popular IP. But man, it's really hard to make it a long-term TCG that lasts, especially with One Piece apparently ending its anime show. So it's definitely a risky bet, but I know there's people in the chat right now that have made some risky bets and they paid off. So it just depends on what your risk tolerance is, right?
I mean, I watched that entire video. I was texting with Ty, and he's like, this guy really, and in the video, he went to the shop and they were talking about One Piece. And when I went to my shop, and they told me, they said, just buy one box of each. They said it's going to blow up.
Yeah. The other weird thing about that video was he was showing off all of his actual autoed cards. Like, it's not the actual signed ones by the players where they after the fact, right? Signature on card. And he kept talking about how he thinks they're really undervalued and eventually people are going to appreciate them in the future and all this stuff. And they're going to boom. But he's selling them at the same time. It was really weird to see so much, confidence in them, but then wanting to sell them at the same time, even though
it was a good collection. It was a very good collection. He just has a lot more confidence in the One Piece market because he thinks he's getting it on the ground floor.
Which I actually did get on the ground floor. I'm not going to try and give myself too much credit, but you can go back and look at my first video on One Piece when Romance Dawn, the blue bottom boxes came out. I made a video and I had to be one of the first. I was at least one of the first people with any amount of followers that made a video about One Piece investing. And from there, it really blew up. But I mean, I had all the stuff. I had case of Blue Bottom, Romance Dawn. I got a case of Paramount War and so on and so forth. And by the time OP5 came out, it's when it really started to gain traction and blow up. Everything went to the moon. And I took a lot of my profits then because, my Romance Dawn boxes went from $120 to $1,000 each. And so it was like, it was one of those plays where if you 8X or 9X within a year or something, you kind of got to take your money, especially on something you don't fully understand. Because I was just kind of taking a flyer on it. Just kind of like your buddy at the card shop told you. I had the same thing happen in my card shop. And so I was just buying them and throw them in the closet. I didn't really know anything about it. But so I don't know how much of the ground floor we're on. I mean, they've had quite a bit of sets. It's been out a while. But yeah, I mean, it's still early. You could say it's early.
Yeah, it very well could be early. And it may be easier to get into because I don't think you're being throttled on One Piece right now. They don't seem to have the same issues as Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know as like a store owner, you definitely, I don't know if they print less or if you just can't, it doesn't seem like they can get infinite amounts though. They still have low allocated numbers.
So when does the next set come out? And I know it's weird to say that because this just came out.
Oh, Pokemon?
Yeah, every 2-3 months.
I think it's January, and I think that's supposed to be a specialty set. Some would call it a holiday set, but it's after the holiday.
Right.
So, but it's a specialty set, so it won't have booster boxes. It'll be all ETBs and bundles and things. Which
did you pick up the super premium for yourself?
I didn't, man. Because here's the thing. I've been through this before. The original Charizard UPC back in Sword and Shield released with Lost Origin. Right?
I have it.
Yeah. Well, when that was released, I actually took I took heat on that one. It was released the same way. It wasn't quite as high, but it was like $200 a UPC. And I was like, I'm not buying it. I think it's too high. I think it'll be cheaper in the future. And sure enough, massive reprints came with that product. It dropped down to the 70s and 80s, at which point I came back and said, I think this is a buy. And everyone called me like a flip-flopper and all that nonsense. And I'm like, guys.
No, when the data changes, you have to be willing to change your mind.
The product's completely different now that it's, months older and it just dropped down to, $70 or $80 and it was $200. It made a lot more sense to buy it. And so I don't know if the same thing's going to happen with this, but from everyone I've talked to, they got exponentially more of this product than they did this prismatic super premium collections. And it just seems like it's very, very plentiful. And I think it's a bit overvalued right now.
I mean, if the price comes down, I'm buying more. I mean, I got one of them. And I told you what I paid for the booster.
Your shop owner up there is being really, really good to you guys.
So I got a good deal.
Yeah.
The Judge Collector got me a very good deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like when I say these things, I mean market price, right? If you've got connections or deals where you're getting these things, I know Pokey and he's in the chat. If you're getting like distributor level, obviously it's a buy and hold. But even if you're getting like MSRP, you're finding them at stores, or you're getting a pretty good discount under market, it definitely makes a lot more sense than paying the full market price.
Well, it helps because you got margin built in, and that's one of the things I said to everybody last night is that it's a little bit harder at the moment to buy at market for investments with this because so much of the margin is already baked into it. This isn't waiting until Football Pete goes to 104 or is he going to go to 98. This isn't trying to go to a shop and wait until they go to 105 and try to get it for 100 cash. So those days are gone. I don't know if they're coming back.
I mean, going back to Collecticon, man, like it's kind of, you said it before at the card shop you went to up by you, or the card show. Nobody's negotiating.
No, nobody.
And people, like negotiating in terms of, you might get it for 5% off or maybe 10% off. You bundle things and pay cash, but like no one's like giving, substantial discounts on anything, right? Because their feeling still is, well, if I don't sell it to you, I'll sell it to the next guy.
100%. That happened to me at the show. So 500 tables, and I was looking for several specific things, found one of them, not cheap, and I had cash on me. Made the guy an offer. I'll tell you exactly the comp and on a percentage. I offered 93.75% of market. Nope. Said it's cash on the spot. He's like, man, The second you leave, 5 other people are going to be here within 10 minutes. And if they don't want it within an hour, another 10 people are going to look at it. And if it doesn't move, I'll move it the next show next week.
Yeah.
No deals. And normally, when you would go to shows, cash was king. They're not paying tax on it. They're not paying eBay fees to sell. They're not sending it off to a consignment place like a DC Sports or a Probstein, and they're not paying the VIG on that. Bless you. There's just no deals unless you're willing to spend a large amount of money. They'll bundle stuff together. But I mean, it's really interesting, and the fact that there's no deals the way that there used to be shows you how much demand for all these products there really is.
Yeah, and I mean, just being like on, social media and having content now, I have the opportunity to buy out a lot of collections. People will reach out to me to buy their collections at a percentage of market. And so I'm not, used to paying market price for a lot of things. So I don't really go to a lot of shows anymore because I have other outlets to purchase product, right? Well, got me a little excited about the market downturn that everyone, if you turn on Pokemon content these days, all you see is market crashing, more corrections coming. Yeah. Everyone's like, all freaked out. So I'm like, hey, maybe I'll go to one of these Collecticons and see how scared people are. Maybe I can start picking up some things because maybe some of these sellers might think, well, maybe it'll be cheaper by the time the next show comes. I don't want to lose more money. I'd rather get some of this stuff moving, get some cash. Nope. Nobody was worried. Nobody cared.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
No, man. So like that's where, and I made a video about it. I just think there's such a disconnect from this content space than there is like actual real life and real customers, right? I mean,
yes.
Phantasmal Flames came out, this last week. So did Magic the Gathering, the Avatar set. And yeah, man, went to the local card shop. They're blowing it out, like just selling at will. Our local card shop had the Phantasmal marked at $280, selling left and right. They had Avatar collector boxes at $550, no problem selling them. And you look at online content, everyone would have you believe that's such a ripoff. They're scalpers. Don't buy from them. The hobby's ruined. But then you go to these card shops, everybody's smiling, having a good time, sitting at tables, opening the stuff, playing the games. It's two different worlds.
At what point should I buy a bunch of Spider-Man collector boxes? Because I just checked and it's at $399 a box. It just dipped below 400. Like I gotta show this chart. This is a definition of a falling knife right now. And I'm just sitting here salivating, like, when am I getting in? When am I getting in?
Dude. I mean, the chart does seem to be, the curve seems to be leveling.
I don't know if I'd say a week is leveling. This chart's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And here's the problem too, right? Magic the Gathering collector boxes do not have the track record that Pokemon booster boxes have. They simply don't. You can go back and look at Pokemon booster boxes that are 5+ years old, and all of them have risen. There's not a single one you can find that has not one. Whereas Magic the Gathering collector boxes, dude, there's some of those sets out there without serialized cards in them that are still very low. And even though people want to say the Soul Stone is basically a serialized card, it's not. It simply just isn't. And so it's not, I mean, look, it's likely probably going to do well, but it's not a guarantee. It's not like this 100% track record like Pokemon's been.
Is the Avatar a collector's box or a regular box?
No, it's both. Yeah, it's a collector box. And it also does not have serialized cards, though.
It does not.
No. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they've shifted back to no serialized cards in these last two sets. It's obvious that people want them. It's obvious that the market values them. I don't know. I can't tell you why Magic makes the decisions they do.
At what point does Pokemon do serialized cards?
Probably when market slows down again. If they can't pull something else out of their hat to keep things moving, they may resort to it. I don't think they're going to when things are this strong.
I gotta tell you, it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. It really doesn't.
I think that's kind of like, the ace up their sleeve. If they need it, they'll use it type
Yeah.
thing.
There's so much demand for this. You can't find it anywhere. And everybody wants them to print more. And even if they printed more, it would all get bought up.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too. It's just like everyone's so worried about, these reprints and restocks all the time. And it feels like a bunch of like day traders or something, I know you deal with it all, pound people in the stock market. It's like people are looking at these like intraday or 7-day graphs and charts, and they get themselves all worked up and worried. And I'm just like, dude, the sets aren't even out of print yet. How are you making a decision about your long-term investment on a set that's not even out of print because you're worried more product's going to come? It's just like, when you've seen something happen again and again, time after time, 100% of the time, and you're trying to bet that it's not going to happen this time, you're basically betting on a black swan event happening.
You are.
it's a low probability bet.
I mean, I'm trying to see. So I found P Football Pete. He has sold 2001 booster boxes.
Oh, Phantasmal.
Metal Flames, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is a lot, dude.
It's a lot of boxes.
Divide that. So 2001 divided by 6, that's 333 cases.
Well, it's still amazing that he gets that much allocation.
I mean, you're talking about pallets worth, man.
Yeah. And then you got Rudy
pallet.
just legitimately sitting on pallets that he's never going to sell.
Yeah, I mean, me and a friend of mine were talking about this the other day. It's like when you really break all this stuff down, like by the numbers, right? If you go back and look at XY and Sun and Moon,
yep.
It's very hard to find a box that is under $1,000. I think there's still a couple, but most all of them are over $1,000 per box. Okay. And those sets, right? Sun and Moon ended in 2019 and XY started in 2014. So you're talking about, 11 years, right? To the oldest set. So it took 11 years at most. And all of those sets from those two eras, right, are all over 1,000. So dude, if you built up 1,000 boxes divided by 6, 166 cases. If you could put together 166 cases, that on average in the next 11 years, you'll have somewhere near $1 million. That's what the numbers tell us. And it's not even that crazy just putting away, whatever you're going to put away, 1, 2, 4, however many cases per set. When they release 6 sets a year, it adds up pretty quick, and you kind of see how this thing works.
It is pretty amazing to me how quickly this sells out. I mean, I forgot to call one of the shops I buy from on a Sunday, damn well knowing this came out on a Monday. And I'm like, I'll call them on Monday when they freaking open, and I'll ask them to put one box aside. I'll go there after I get home from the office. They opened at 11, and now this place gets at least a pallet. By 12:30 when I called, everything was sold out.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, every single set that's released, you have 1 million people online complaining about it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
everything continues to sell out. All the price points continue to hold. TCG Player's got this really cool thing now where, you can actually see the volume of what things sell per day. 507 total units of Phantasmal Flames boxes were sold between November 14th and 16th. So it's still selling, 160, 170 per day at 300 plus a box. But everyone will tell you it's way overpriced, $300 a box. Nobody wants it. Well, then who are the 500 people every 3 days buying it?
I would tell you that if nobody wanted it, I'd be able to buy way more.
Right. Or no one's going to pay it or whatever. And it's just like, dude. Yeah. And the whole people talking about the scalp. See someone comments about scalping. It's just like, here's the thing about scalping, right? To scalp, you need an end buyer. Right? Scalping only works if you can buy the product cheaper and then sell it for more expensive to somebody else. If no one's there to sell it to, the scalp is incomplete, right? You can't make the scalp. And so the fact that there are that many people that are willing to pay those prices should tell you a little something about the demand for it.
There is no shortage of demand. I can tell you that much.
Doesn't seem that way.
There's no shortage of demand.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have got into all investing in the past year, right? Not just Pokemon, like in collectibles, but stock market, crypto. And I just think a lot of these people have never experienced like a down day or losing money. And it just seems like, markets are down 5 or 10% and people are about to lose their minds thinking it's the end of the world. It's Armageddon.
It always amazes me in the stock market when everybody's, and this is a little bit of a rant. A lot of people act like the sky is falling because they're on margin or they're in these very high beta names where they're going down 10% or 15%. If you're in an S&P 500, you're not feeling it. And you take a step back and look, oh, well, over the past 5 years, you're up 110%. A 3% down day is nothing. So I also think a lot of people buy on credit cards with this stuff to try and make a quick buck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the credit card thing, it is definitely becoming an issue. I think there are, definitely cracks forming there with consumer spending to an extent. But, there's a lot of things that are like on the horizon that are probably going to help that. I mean, rates dropping, right? It allows people to refinance, that debt into their homes if they're going to do that. Obviously, if these stimulus checks end up becoming a thing, I mean, they're stimulus checks, they do what they're called. Like they stimulate the economy. People go out and spend that. Many people don't put it in the bank and save it or invest it like the smart thing would do. They go out and spend it. And so I don't know, man. I just think there's still a lot of ammunition in the arsenal to really keep things running for the time being.
Well, I mean, look, guys who have built businesses like you, Pokey, obviously there's enough demand for all of you to run a business. Rudy, everybody else. So to me, there's no shortage. I'm not seeing it. If there was not this type of demand, I would be able to buy more than I am personally getting because I'm trying to buy more.
Yeah.
Like I actually had to reach out to you and ask you if you could send me a box from your stash because I was getting throttled. I mean, think about this. Stores do not throttle people when they come in with cash unless there is so much demand that they need the product to sell to everybody else to keep everybody happy.
Yep.
Like,
yeah. I mean, everyone's getting throttled too. Like, I mean, the sources I usually buy from, they have less for this set than they did the set before. The prices are higher, right? And the reasons they're giving is they don't know how much they're going to get or when they're going to get more. And everyone's worried about that. When you have a shortage of inventory and you don't know when you're going to be able to get more and what it's going to cost, you're not only marking the price up just to be evil, greedy business owner, you're marking it up to have it on the shelves for people to be able to buy that want to buy it. Like, sure, you could be, like the captain, TCG and sell everything at MSRP and be the cheapest store in the country. But guess what? The next day that people come into their shop because they couldn't make it there on release day, you have nothing on the shelves. And then they're not going to come back to your shelf because, that store never has anything. You don't go to him. So it's a very weird line you have to kind of walk, especially when you're running a business in this kind of industry, because you want to have product available, but you also want to be fair and not have everyone hate you. And it's a hard place to be in for everybody.
Question is, if the crypto market comes back and we don't get a crypto winter and this is just short-term volatility, what the hell is going to happen over the holidays with Pokemon product?
Oh, absolutely, dude. If crypto recovers, we all know it's very, I think it's very evident now that the markets are correlated.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is funny because you always heard that this was going to be completely separate, crypto was, but it seems like everything kind of moves in tandem.
Yeah, it's getting really interesting. I was actually thinking about getting rid of Evolving Skies because of how much it's run and trying to make a deal for 2 cases for it, but I decided not to.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. So here, I pulled up Lost Origin chart, right? Last year at this time, it was in the low to mid 200s a booster box.
Lost Origin got down. Now, Chilling Reign got down to 75 or so. What did Lost Origin get down to when at the low?
I don't know at the low, but I know it had a late reprint. It had a late reprint just a couple years ago, and it got down to like $120, $115 a box.
You want to share your screen and show the chart?
All right. So let's get it up here. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I switched screens. All right. Screen is shared. All right. So a year ago, this was a $237.99 box. Now, everyone that stays super active in the market, they all know that it was up here. And this chart shows that the average price was $822. There were definitely some boxes selling in the high 800s, even $900. So everyone remembers that. And then it has dropped now to $660 plus 15 shipping, lowest list. So it's $675. Well, every YouTuber under the sun is talking about the crash of Lost Origin, right? So everyone wants to put the, it put the big red chart going down their thumbnail, talk about the market's crashing, show that it's, down 20+% or whatever from its highs. But they always do this in their videos, right? They'll do this. They don't ever want to show anyone the year chart. They don't want to tell everybody, hey, you tripled your money this year. You're up 200% on your investment. It's all about, oh, look at the 1 month chart. You just got crushed, right? And so, like,
crazy. I pulled up my spreadsheet. I paid $158.77 for a Lost Origin booster box and ETB bundle on February 14th, 2024. After tax, it was $172.86.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a different market. I'm looking at some of these prices I was paying. This is a completely different market.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, I mean, I have no idea where the bottom is or how much things are going to correct. But it does seem like some of the bleeding has stopped. It does seem like things have stagnated. Some things have started to rise again. I know, like some of the boxes have already, went back up a few percentage points, and it seems like they may have bottomed. And so, I just think in Pokemon specifically, and I know people that are really active in the stock market, it's the same way. People that either intraday trade or swing trade, based on days or weeks, it's the same way. But I just think people are so active and they consume so much content and they're so emotional that all these little moves up and down just affect them. And now they have the collector app, which is, it's in the palm of your hand. It shows you exactly what your portfolio is up every day. I just think, if people would just be a little less active and maybe just let things, treat it more like a 401k where you don't look at it every day. Maybe you look at your monthly statements. Maybe you will get it every few weeks or a month or whatever. I think it would probably make you a lot better than the people that are just way too active and just making decisions off of every tick, Well,
I say it all the time that it's a different era because information is at our fingertips 24/7, and people drive themselves crazy over analyzing things. And so many people ask how I can always say I don't care whenever I go on a midstream.
Because he's so rich.
I truly don't give a fuck. Like, oh no, the market went down 3% today. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm a long-term investor. Not on margin. I'm not trading, not doing speculative stuff that I need to get money out of tomorrow. If the market goes down, I will wait it out. And it's fine. Because if you take a step back and you invest in quality companies, typically you do well. Invest in an SP index fund over time, you do well. Pokemon market, same thing.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, like the one thing about buying into downturns, you know one thing for certain: you didn't buy the top.
Exactly.
You bought it some
I may
kind
not
of
get the
discount.
bottom, but I'm willing to buy now. And this is what I said about Fast Metal. I'm willing to buy now. And if it goes down because the huge second wave comes, great, I'll buy more. I'll dollar cost average. I'll treat it like a stock. Like there is one company, and I've been public about it, QXO, that I think is going to do. Their CEO is a killer. He is an absolute titan of industry, Brad Jacobs. Started a position. I didn't go all in because I have no idea what the company is going to do. And right now it is at, where is it? 1748 a share. My average price is probably 1760, 1765. And I said to myself, I will buy this down as low as it goes, and I will buy it as high as 2022 because I have no idea over a year where it's going to go, but I know how much money I want to allocate to it and how many shares I want to try to get for that amount. And I'm not doing it on day one because I may be able to get a better price
Yeah.
in the future. Started buying it at 1850. So, or 1830, something like that. And then I bought it on the way down. Got to 16 and then it started rebounding. I don't know what the market's going to do on a day-to-day basis, but I do have an investment thesis. Same thing with Pokemon. I buy sealed product. I sit on it because I could give a shit about Pokemon. I've never watched it, never played the game. And that pisses a lot of people off because, oh no, Steve's taking my cards away. I shouldn't be allowed to do it. I got news for
You should
everybody.
have to pass an entrance exam into Pokemon.
Right. The crazy thing is, I got news for everybody. There's a lot of people doing what I'm doing. And that's the other thing as to why I think that this is different, because there's a lot of people going to these shows, spending a ridiculous amount of money, throwing everything in storage units.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think what it comes down to, like exactly what you just talked about with that position, I think people are terrified.
One sec. I can't. All I can name is Charizard.
You could do it.
Mewtwo.
Close. We'll give you that one.
There's a Lugia card that got hot.
On,
like, I'm really fucking trying here. My
on,
hands,
the yellow guy.
Typing.
The yellow guy. Come on.
Oh, starts with a freaking P. Pikachu.
There you go. We got one more.
Oh, we need one more. Oh, what was it? The Lost Origin card. What was that? Freaking Giratina. There we did it. 5. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it.
You're now able to invest.
I don't think I can name 6, though, to be honest with you. I don't think I can squeeze one more out.
But no, what you just said, though, I think people are terrified of losing. Like, they're terrified of seeing the number say less than what they paid for it. And I think that's the biggest thing holding people back when it comes to investing. You know, they hear dollar cost averaging and it's almost just like a word to them. They don't truly understand. Like, you know, it's like, oh, so if it goes down, I have to buy more. And then I'm like down on more. It's just like, well, first off, you don't have to do anything. You can just continue to hold. Also, it doesn't have to be a 1-to-1 ratio, right? So if you buy something at 200 and it goes to 150, I could buy double as much. I could buy triple as much at 150. I could get my dollar cost very close to 150. It may have to recover just a small amount, and now I'm up in my money. And I think that's what people's, like, you know, their mindset gets in the way too, is they think it always has to recover. It's like, dude, if you buy something at $200 and it goes to 250, right? You made $50. If I buy something at 200 and it goes down to 100 and I buy 10 more of those and it goes back to 150, I want to make more than you did.
Yep.
And it never recovered. It never came back. Not once. And so it's like, people are always so worried about, oh, it has to always go up. I don't need it to go up. I just need more opportunities. If I can get an opportunity to go down and it recovers any which way, and I'm able to get out and make some margin, that's all I care about.
I don't think people think like that.
They don't.
People are calling me a rookie right now, and it's like, yeah, I don't care about Pokemon, but the numbers say that as an investment, it has outpaced the S&P 500. Period. I'm a numbers person.
Hey man, I've been saying it for years. It was awesome when the Wall Street Journal article came out, because I got told for years, stop comparing Pokemon to the S&P. You can't do that. It's not the same.
What else are you
It's
gonna compare it to?
dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. All these different things.
What else are you going to compare it to?
I think anything that you can put money into to work for you should be compared. I think every investment out there should be equally weighted. Now, there's different risk levels. You have to put your own risk tolerance in there and say, well, this seems much more risky than S&P 500. I agree. But is it more risky than an altcoin? Maybe not, right?
So, Oy vey, he can't even name 6 Pokemon. He has no place in the hobby. Scalper, I want my booster boxes to be MSRP. One, not a scalper because I've
He's
never thrown
trolling.
anything. Two, I'm going to buy all of your booster boxes just so they don't go to MSRP. How about that?
He's got to be trolling. I think he's trolling.
Who knows? And thank you, Blast Boost, so much for the super chat. Love to learn as always. People listen and take notes and be strategic when market corrects. Yeah, look, markets can correct. That's why you need dry powder always. Look, that's just the way I am. I don't go all in on anything off the bat because I cannot say what is going to happen. I have no freaking clue.
I mean, here's the thing too. Like, I haven't been on YouTube like extremely long time, but I've been on YouTube like 3 to 4 years now, and it's always something, right? When I started making videos, I got laughed at, right? Like investing in this stuff was laughable. And then, as you see some success, it's always like, oh, well, it's still not as good as this, still not as good as that. It's going to come back down. You got lucky. And it's like every year that keeps stacking up, it gets more and more like, real. And now all everyone can say is like, they're just angry that it went up and they want it to crash. But no one goes back and talks about all the comments before of like, oh, this isn't going to work. It's a terrible investment. It's so stupid. It's just like, what is it, guys? Is it a terrible investment? It's stupid. Or should it not be working? This shouldn't be happening. It's this guy's fault, that guy's fault. I just think people need to make up their own minds. If they don't believe in it, put your money elsewhere. If you do believe in it, get in with us. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah, nobody's got a gun to anybody's head. Nobody needs to be buying this stuff. But I've never seen fights at Costco over freaking soybeans, which is an actual real commodity.
I was going to say it's an actual commodity.
It's an actual commodity. I've never seen fights at Costco over their gold bars. I mean, it's
that's saying something.
It's crazy. It's absolute. By the way,
did you get any gold bars? By the way,
we'll talk about that later. I didn't yet. I don't know if you saw it the other week, but supposedly there was a picture on X that Costco was selling gold bars just under spot. And if you use the Costco credit card or the Robinhood credit card, if you buy 5 bars and end up selling them at spot to a shop, you would have made like 1,026. So there are a couple of places to buy gold right by my office. I'm going to see if they buy at spot. And if they do, I will be buying some gold bars from Costco and flipping them.
I was going to ask that, like, what does the typical shop like buy for? It can't be.
I actually don't know. I've seen some signs that say they buy at spot, but I want to call and make sure before I go and spend a bunch of money on this.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. But the whole thing, you have to have a good credit card that gives you a lot of cash back, because the big thing is, because it's a gold bar, it's considered bullion, and 45 out of 50 states do not charge tax on any bullion over $1,000 because it's considered investment grade and for investment purposes. Yeah. So you're no longer paying sales tax. So you can actually make a decent amount if you can find somewhere that buys at spot. So we'll see.
Yeah,
did you see the fights last night?
Dude, I did.
How nasty was that kick from Bo Nickel?
Yeah. That, and then just like, dude, what's up with this Dagestani stuff? Is it over for everybody?
They're just ragdolling everybody.
I mean, is it over?
Bo Nickel's the last hope for American wrestling.
I mean, yes. Are we just going to have all Dagestani wrestlers as champions now?
We could. Islam wants to fight at the White House now.
He should. He deserves it.
100% he deserves
Double champ.
It. Double champ deserves it.
I mean, he can basically call the shots like Conor used to.
He's arguably the best pound for pound fighter in the freaking UFC right now.
I mean, it's unfortunately we're never going to see him fight Khabib.
I have a hot take that Khabib's overrated.
Well, you and Ronda Rousey.
She thinks he's overrated?
You didn't see that interview? It's going viral.
No.
Where she called like Joe Rogan not an expert, and she said that everyone's got Khabib's dick so far down their throat and all this stuff. Oh,
I saw what she said about Rogan, but I didn't see what she said about Khabib. Here's my thing about Khabib. When he fought Al Iaquinta, went 5 rounds. Raging Al took him down, and he took the fight on like 8 days' notice. Okay, Khabib should have been able to win that fight in 1 or 2 rounds. And I don't think the level of competition that he fought is the same level of competition as other champs.
Yeah.
So I don't have Khabib as the greatest ever, and I don't have Khabib in my top 5.
Who do you think's greatest, John?
John Jones, hands down. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I would love to make the argument for Fedor.
Well, here's the problem with the John Jones thing too, is like the one thing people hold like Khabib like with is the stupid undefeated record. And it's like, well, one, he only defended his belt a few times. Two, he left way before like he got older.
John Jones only lost by disqualification.
It's not even a loss.
It got overturned. It was a bullshit fucking disqualification.
And the whole fight, he was destroying the guy. It wasn't even close. And so it's like technically he never got beat. He never lost. So it's like I don't know. I think it's overrated too.
I mean, here's my. So I have two different sets, right? I have my Mount Rushmore of most influential people in the sport, and then my Mount Rushmore for greatest fighters of all time.
All right, who's most influential?
Most influential people, the most important people in the sport to me. Royce Gracie.
Absolutely.
Has to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Agree.
Ronda Rousey has to be on the Mount Rushmore because without her, there's no women's division.
I mean, there was Gina Carano.
But Gina Carano was not in the UFC. Dana White was adamant he would never have a women's division. Yes. Ronda Rousey tracked him down and she badgered him for like a year, and he finally gave in. Without her, we don't know if there's a women's division.
I'm good with that.
John Jones has to be on there. He just has to be. And then I hate to put him up there. Like, I hate to do it. But gotta put GSP up there.
Really?
It's either him or Anderson. I mean, and here's why.
Anderson's my favorite fighter ever.
He's on. So Anderson and GSP are both on my Mount Rushmore greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I can't put Fedor in most influential because I can't put any of the Pride guys on that because Pride was not nearly what the UFC was.
I might trade him out for Conor. Again, we're not talking about the best ever. We're talking most influential. Conor brought
I guess Conor's got to be there instead of GSP.
He just brought a different.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen started it. Conor, I think, just perfected it.
All right, so I will retract GSP and throw Conor on there, and then my greatest of all time. Oh, it's so easy for me. It's John Jones, it's Fedor, it's GSP, and it's freaking Anderson Silva. I was not a GSP fan because he did not finish fights, but you know what? I have grown to respect how he fought and just how he did it.
Yeah. He was dominant, so dominant. Barely ever lost a round.
Now, I do think he lost the Hendricks fight.
A lot of people do.
Do you think he lost the Hendricks fight?
I think you have to do something to take someone's belt.
I agree with that.
So that's the only thing. Like, put it this way. Maybe if it was just like a regular 3-round fight, but for a championship fight to take someone's belt, it's hard. It's hard.
Remember what GSP's face looked like?
I like GSP, man. It's hard for me to say something bad.
So do I.
Maybe it was a loss. I don't know.
I've watched that fight a few times, and it's very hard for me to see GSP winning that fight, but he got the win. And I'll tell you, my favorite fight of all time is freaking Matt Hughes and Frank Trigg too.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's the other thing. Hughes was amazing. Hughes was amazing back then.
Amazing.
But yeah, man, that was an amazing. It came back and choked him out at the end. That was so crazy.
I mean, There was some. I mean, do you remember the Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald fight?
Trying to think. Dude, Lawler's had so many wars.
So many great fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head now.
Go back and watch that fight. You'll enjoy it.
Okay.
You will enjoy it.
Man, it's just it is crazy, like all the different. So here, I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine today. So back before the strikers really took over for a time, it was basically all ground fighters, right? When jiu-jitsu really started to reign in the UFC in the early days, they started to make they didn't make a new rule, but they started to stand fighters up a lot quicker. Like if you didn't advance your position past half guard or guard and it went more than 45 seconds a minute, they used to stand people up pretty quick. Well, they kind of got away from that, and now the ground is ruling again. Do you think they're eventually going to start switching things back and standing people up quicker to give the strikers more of a revenge and have more of that entertainment? Because if these Dagestanis keep winning every match and they just keep taking everyone down and laying on them, it seems like they're going to go back to more of a stand-up again.
I hope they don't.
Because it's just
because in a real fight, nobody's standing you up.
Right.
I hope they don't, but we'll see. I mean,
as long as it's entertaining, as long as people are still entertained, they're not going to. If they ever start losing the entertainment aspect, they may, because everybody wants to see a big knockout.
Did you see what Dana White did with Polymarket?
No.
Dude. Oh, boy. Oh, freaking boy. I'm going to play you the video.
I mean, I know there was there was talks of some of the fighters kind of wrapped up in the gambling, illegal gambling or stuff.
You're gonna freak out when you see this.
Oh, geez.
This morning, TKO Group Holdings and Polymarket announcing a multi-year partnership. Polymarket is going to become the official prediction market partner for the UFC and Zuffa Boxing. Joining us right now, first on CNBC to discuss all of this, jumping into our octagon, is Polymarket founder and CEO Shane Copeland. Good morning to you. And UFC president and CEO Dana White, good morning to you. Tell us about this deal, what it means, how it came together. I don't know who wants to start here.
Yeah,
Dana, did you approach Shane, or did Shane, you approach Dana?
Actually, Ari approached me. Look, the impetus for this deal is I actually love watching UFC. And unlike a lot of the other sports, there's no scoreboard. Obviously, if someone gets knocked out, that's a W. But other than that, you kind of have to discern what the judge is going to say. It's not that easy. And this idea of looking at Polymarket while you would watch the fight just made it so more engaging, because you could go and see how likely someone is to win and how it's changing in real time. And all credit to Dana, Ari, Mark. They're forward thinking, they're creative, they understand this disruption and this new technology. And we had this idea for a scoreboard where you could see the live Polymarket odds inside of the fight. And we made it happen.
So Shane and Dana, the other big question is, what kind of betting is there? Is it just going to be betting on the ultimate outcome? Are there going to be sort of bets that can be taken inside the match itself based on certain things that could happen?
Yeah, so look, of course, it starts with who wins. But what's exciting about our approach is that you can actually buy and sell. You can trade just like a stock throughout the fight. And I think that'll create new user behavior and open up a new way to engage, where you can buy and sell as the fight swings, the momentum swings. So we'll start with that, and then we'll take it from there based on customer feedback and what the people love.
Dana, tell me about your thoughts just about the prediction markets versus traditional sports betting, how you differentiate those things, and what your thought was behind this.
Well, we're involved in both, but one of the things that I'm always interested in is how to improve fan engagement and technology when it comes to production. And I always like to be first. So this deal made a lot of sense to me.
How do you separate the difference between sports betting, which you're involved in, and this? I think that increasingly it feels like there's a convergence happening, even if the mechanism behind it is different.
Well, we're obviously doing a deal right now with Polymarket, but we have a DraftKings deal So, we do have both.
But do you think about them differently? Because we were talking earlier this.
So how crazy is that going to be that on the actual scoreboard, you're going to have the actual poly market with the ability to buy and sell contracts real time on your phone?
It's just getting ridiculous, man.
I'll tell you what's going to happen when the poly market is at 98% one person, the judges call it the other way.
Well, that's definitely going to happen. 100%.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Hey, man, don't leave it to the judges.
Don't leave it to the judges. I can't
Yeah.
wait. This is going to be so great.
I mean, obviously anything can be fixed, but it is a little scary when it comes to the fight game because, like, it's two people.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like a team sport, you have to kind of somehow get a whole team, or at least like people who are in main control of the scoring and stuff. But yeah, that's we're gonna find out. It's fun. I like change. I like shaking things up a bit.
Really cool. I think it's gonna be really cool. The poly market on it.
Are you gonna be in on the next fights on the poly bets?
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be really interesting. We need poly market on Pokemon cards.
Dude, I love it, man.
All right. Well, anything else you want to go over? You want to close it out?
It's up to you, dude. It's late for you. I'm an hour behind you, so we're good.
Nah, it's not, dude. I streamed till like 1:30 last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
Apple, the stupid fucking sock that they. Let me show you. Let's close that on this. I ranted about this before. It is so fucking annoying.
You picking up more Ethereum on this downturn?
Yes. So Apple has lost their way. They're no longer innovating on products. And now they came out with a freaking sock for the phone. Like, this isn't a joke. This is actually Apple's website. This is Apple's website. Okay. The iPhone Pocket. This is what they're doing. As a shareholder, it's driving me nuts. You ready for how much this is? Take a guess.
$49.99.
That's the exact number I said. And I blame Tevis for bringing this to my fucking attention.
How much?
I said $49.99 last night. It is so fucking disgusting. $149.95 for the short strap version, and if you want the long strap, it's $229.95.
Here's the important question.
Yeah.
Can you finance it with your phone?
Buy now, pay later. Why not?
As long as you can finance it, I think we're good. I think we're stable.
Like, this is, Rambler. They are absolutely living rent-free in my head. I wrote a 2,200 word article today. It should be out on Tuesday about it. I'm so fucking angry about this because they're spending next to no money on CapEx compared to their peers, yet they're coming out with a freaking sock for your phone.
Well, the colorful computers worked back in the 90s for Apple. This could be the next big thing. Okay.
Sure.
Steve, look, I think we're just too old to understand it. This is what the new generation wants.
I never claimed I was smart.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty goofy, man. I don't like it.
I don't get it.
I mean, dude, you know what? Honestly, you know what that screams to me? That screams that.
I know. Yeah, say it. Just say it.
Well, that just screams that we don't have any ideas right now to better the technology of the phone. So we're just going to try to throw accessories at it right now until we figure out something better.
Okay.
I mean, it just seems like here we're gonna the camera's a better megapixel. We're gonna relocate some things. It's better. Throw some better tech in there, some better chips, whatever they do. But it just seems like they don't have enough they don't have anything to do better with right now. So
They
they're just gonna
legitimately don't have anything else to do. It's crazy. Crazy.
It's sad. And Apple's always been the innovator, and it just seems like they've hit a brick wall.
Oh, they have hit a brick wall, 100%.
Well, I mean, it seems like, with this AI boom, a lot of the like innovative minds are like focusing on a lot of that. You don't have a lot of like those kind of people, I guess, doing the cell phone game. You don't have the Steve Jobs anymore. You just have CEOs that are just good operators, that are there to, obviously run the company, but you don't have a lot of those, I guess, anyone that's envisioning new things.
It's crazy. They need to envision some more Pokemon cards for me to buy.
That they need to do.
That they need to do.
I'm looking at Pokeonese in the chat. In my chat, you don't like it either, man.
The sock.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
He says Apple dies before Pokemon dies.
I don't want to get into all the numbers because I will be here for the next hour going through everything. But Apple is, and I'll leave it off with this. 4 years ago, they were the only company that was generating more than $100 billion in cash from operations. I'm sorry. Yes, Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet all generate more cash from operations now. Apple's cash from operations has only gone up by 7%. All these other ones are up 50, 60, 70%. They're not innovating. And I love buybacks, but at some point you have to call a spade and say, are they only just going to manufacture EPS through buying back shares indefinitely? Take some of that $90 billion they're doing a year, make some damn acquisitions, and actually start innovating again. Get back to the roots.
Yeah, I mean,
they lost out on cloud. They don't have a business cloud division through public cloud. And it's really sad what's happening now. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're just really complacent, I think it's easy to get that way. It's talk about UFC. It's just why the champions fall off. They get complacent. Every sports team falls off. It's really hard to stay on top when you're on top. And then also, Apple with their entire company strategy of just keeping everything very kind of locked up in-house, all their operating systems, their phones and everything. And then you see like every other tech company all just like, doing deals together, working together, sharing, and so it's, I don't know. It just seems like that model isn't working in the new age.
No, it doesn't work. We'll see what happens.
Dude, you're upset. Just how much Apple stock do you own?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody who is invested in a S&P 500 index fund or total market fund, and yes, I own Apple directly, but everybody owns it indirectly. It's the second or third largest component of the S&P.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
It's just annoying. That's all.
Damn.
But
we can't end like this. Talk about something positive. Let's end this stream on something.
End the stream on something positive.
That just brought the whole energy down, dude.
Pokemon cards are going up. How about that?
They're not. They're crashing. They're going to zero.
Hot take. I've been buying the Japanese M2 boxes.
What?
The Japanese M2
Oh, Inferno?
boxes. Yeah.
What if Pokemon comes out with the next set? As an upgrade, you can get like a sock protector around it.
I mean, what are we saying? That the plastic is not good enough anymore?
Well, the plastic's never been good enough. That's why we have all of these, graded guards and things to protect the plastic. You need something else now.
Cases?
Yeah, you need like 14 layers of protection.
You don't use X a lot, do you?
No, man. I know. I need to get on board. I just haven't.
I went scorched earth last night on X. The people that are in my chat definitely know because they all saw it.
Did you crash out?
No, I wrote a 2,200 word post on X last night for the fun of it.
Did you like just copy paste your whole Seeking Alpha article?
No, this is something I did independently. I went
Do
off
you
on
do you like operate with more hours in a day than average people? Like, do you have some way of like just having more hours in your days?
No, I just don't. My brain doesn't stop. This thing has 264,000 views already.
What?
Yeah, it's got 264,000 views.
What is an average view rate for you?
It's been reposted 334 times. Oh, this is nothing. My other one has 2.8 million the last time I did this.
Damn.
Yeah,
What,
so
what did it center around?
Dear AI Bears, this is not the .com bubble 2.0.
Did you tag Michael Burry
No,
and Scion Capital?
fuck. Why didn't I tag Burry? I didn't even think about that. This is why I need to talk to people before I do this shit. I just tagged the normal people that I normally tag on this shit.
Dude, come on, your trolling needs some work.
Oh, I need some work on my trolling. And I can't even edit this now. Fuck. That would have been great. I should have fucking tagged Burry.
I'll have to read it. I'll have to read it though.
You can still send to Burry. I guess I could.
So thesis is everything saved.
Nah, these people coming in. I mean, there are companies that are overvalued. There are pockets of the market that are very overvalued. Those companies are companies like Oklo that don't generate $1 of revenue, but they have a 25 billion market cap. They could get cut in half. They could go down by 80%, or they could disappear, and it wouldn't matter for the market because they're not in the S&P. The largest companies in the world are driving the AI revolution. The combination of Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft, those three companies, have $744 billion in cloud backlog. They're the ones that are spending all the money on data centers, and they're not tapping the debt markets. They're doing it with cash from operations, and with all the capex that they're spending, they still are putting up an unprecedented amount of free cash flow. So the AI bears are so wrong right now that yes, there are certainly companies that are not going to be here, and there are certainly companies that are overvalued. That does not mean that AI is a fucking bubble. Like, unlike the .com bubble, which was fueled by venture debt because internet companies were the new thing and it was a brand new industry, and they sold the story of eyeballs converting to advertising revenue and people bought into it. That's not this. Two completely different things. So I went scorched earth last night.
Well, and then we were talking the other day about like how all like the, you know, the backup pent demand for all like, what was it, like the data centers and all the clouds and everything that they have like orders for, but they just don't have the infrastructure for yet or whatever.
Well, there is a problem with electricity, and that's why I'm investing in MLPs. And there is a look, it's going to be years and years to build out everything. But
yeah, but it's almost like construction companies, like they're all valued at like their backlogs of work.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is almost going to be the same where they're going to have like backlogs of companies waiting to use when the infrastructure is ready.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's going to have value.
Wednesday's the big day. We get NVIDIA reporting. If NVIDIA blows it out of the water, which I think they're going to, this week should be a good week.
I like it. See, this is a better way to end it. Don't you feel better?
Sure. But if anybody wants to send that post to Michael Burry, please feel free.
I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be funny.
So I should get rid of my puts against the AI, all the AI companies.
I have no idea what you should do.
Well, look, I read the disclaimer. Okay, you can give me your opinion.
I don't know what you should do.
I read the disclaimer at the beginning of the video.
All I know is that as long as the Fed cuts in December, I think we still hit 7,000 on the S&P.
Nice.
We'll see what happens.
Well, dude, I appreciate you having me on again, man. It's fun as always.
No, we got to do this a lot.
Absolutely, we do.
We need to freaking get Pokey and Neon, and we need to start our own cabal. Is what we need to do.
Dude, Brian will come on. I don't know if he's still here, but I'm sure he'd be down for this.
All right, so let's get him on next week. Let's get the three of us.
You know
on.
what? Brian is one of those people that may have as many hours in his day as you have.
I
I
mean,
think you guys might have the same time machine.
I respect the hell out of him. Like the fucking business that he has put together, the business that you have put together. It's really incredible. Really incredible. And I find Brian's story interesting because the balls that you have to send that much money to somebody in Japan that you've never met when you're just starting out, I mean, that's a leap of faith.
Well, especially before like recent times, like nowadays, so many people import products. So like if you kind of have contacts in the industry, you can kind of ask around and be like, hey, have you heard of these people before? Have you used them before? You can kind of get an idea if other people have used them. But like, yeah, back then, especially when he was like one of the only people doing it, dude, it's a dark market.
It was the Wild West. I mean, it's really amazing what he has built. Hats off to him. Really amazing.
He said he's always here, man. That sounds like a yes to me.
Yeah, so next week, let's do it. 9:30 next week, the three of us, and we'll talk some shop.
I'm down.
All right. I'll set it up and I'll send the link out and we'll get it going.
Let's do it, man.
All right. All right. We're going to end it now. It's 11:04. Stock market's open in a little bit. Don't be recklessness with balls. Didn't say recklessness. I said it was freaking a huge set of balls. Huge set of balls. Respect the hell out of it. Because that's not an easy thing to do. Just to go trust people on blind faith. That's not easy. And building it the way that he built it, bootstrapping it, is crazy.
Dude, a lot of this hobby's terrifying. Like, I mean, I would say if you told like average people, like how a lot of these deals get done in this hobby, it would just terrify people to the core. About,
People don't believe me when I tell them that at the show I went to, there had to have been $5 or $10 million in cash. And that's probably an understatement.
Well, even like these consignment services, like even as big as Probstein, I mean, you're literally printing out your information, throwing it in a box with your products, and just sending it off to the address they give you. That's it. I mean, it could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in items, and you're just trusting that they're going to get your items and that they're going to list them and they're going to sell them and they're going to send you a check at the end for what they sold for. That's what. And this hobby's ran all kinds of situations like that where you do deals and you'll friends and family somebody, money or send them wise payments or whatever it is, where you literally can't really get the money back and you're trusting they're going to send you the product, or vice versa. You'll send somebody product up front and just hope they pay you. Like it's definitely still a dark market, man. It's there's a lot of trust in this hobby.
I've always wanted to build a platform for this hobby. There's just no way to do it. I've tried every which way to get my brain to figure it out.
Oh, to have an optimized market?
Yeah. There's just no way. You can't do it.
No, I mean, even now with how big Facebook deals and Discord deals and all these different deals are, people even like discredit almost like eBay and TCG player market prices at this point. They're like, well, I can find it all day locally on Facebook Marketplace, so I don't really trust that market price. And it's just like, well, that's still where the majority of the sales volume's happening is on eBay TCG player. So it has to have some standing.
Yeah. The way that I wanted to build it out was become more of a clearinghouse for everything, where you send your stuff in. Like I could send boxes or cases in or single card slabs, send it into the clearinghouse. It sits there. It's in my account. You put it up on there. You have a full blown store in there, interface, whatever, like eBay. And somebody else buys it, money gets transferred to you through the clearinghouse, other person gets product, and because it's through a corporate entity, you don't have to worry about anything. But it's just too expensive. I ran the economics on it. It's too expensive to do.
Yeah.
The amount of space you need, the amount of security you need, the amount of insurance you need, the amount of employees you would need to make it work. The startup fees are crazy, and I just don't even know if it would take off. But I do think that there's a need for it, because I think that people would want to, instead of putting it up on eBay themselves and having to ship it out and do everything, that becomes annoying. Being able to send a whole bunch of stuff into a clearinghouse and just let it sit there instead of sitting in a storage unit and let people make bids on it, and you can sell it if you want. You don't have to sell it if you want. People see what's in your inventory, and you basically buy whatever you want, send it in, let it sit there, and then if somebody makes you a sweetheart offer, you get rid of it. If not, it still sits there collecting value.
Yeah. No, it's there are people that are trying to innovate. Like I know misprint.com, a friend of mine, Ava, she started that company, and it's kind of run off like a bid and ask system to where there's always a bid. Well, if the items are there, but there's usually always a bid and always an ask on every item. And so there's it's almost like set up like a stock market where there's always someone, willing, they're willing to sell it at a price, and they're willing to buy at a certain price. So you can go on there anytime and click either sell or buy those prices, and the transaction takes place. So it's kind of like the beginning of more of an established, I would say, like, market. But yeah, it's so hard to do it the way you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not possible. I've come to the conclusion it's not possible to optimize this market.
So then what do we do?
Keep doing what we're doing. We buy boxes, we sit on them, and then 5 years we sell them.
Can I request that while me, you, and Brian are on here next week, can we open some GameStop power packs? Can we log on?
Yeah, how much are they? I don't even know what they are.
You know what they are?
No.
Dude, they range from like $50 to $1,000, and basically it's a single slab. It could be any grade, any language, and basically you hit it, and it plays some music and has some lights like a slot machine, and it turns the slab around and reveals it, and you either lose or win. And then if you want to, GameStop will buy it back for 90% of what you paid, and you could try again.
Whoa. They'll buy it back for 90%?
Right then and there.
So if you get, so basically they're basically telling you, okay, spend 500, you may get a card that's worth 50 and we'll buy it back for 45.
Absolutely. But it's fun.
You don't get completely fucked, you just get fucked. Okay.
Listen, look, in the wise words of Tim Dillon, okay? The country's over. Let's have a little fun.
Okay. And they have Pokemon, football, baseball, and basketball soon.
Yeah. And I think Fanatics Live has the same thing. So I was on Catch 'em All Collectibles, Dan's stream, and he had them available.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so Fanatics Live has similar, I don't know what they call them, their Fanatics packs. They have a similar thing available.
This is legitimately freaking crazy. Now,
and it outlines the exact odds of getting like each hit, like the odds of getting the floor, the odds of getting each value. Do you see that?
So are they saying that on $1,000 card, the lowest you can get screwed by is 50%? Is that what I'm reading here?
Yeah.
What a great idea.
I mean, the odds are horrendous.
Oh yeah, the odds are absolutely horrible. So you spend $1,000, it is roughly,
but it's fun.
26.5% that you will break even or make money.
Look,
sounds like a great business model.
You need to stop looking at the numbers. You need to look. Can you put a price on fun?
Dude, Ryan Cohen's a genius, by the way.
I think you're undervaluing fun, Steve.
I am not undervaluing fun. This is really amazing. Wait, how is this possible? The Umbreon? Oh, it's Chinese. That's why it's 800. Gotcha. So they legitimately have like every freaking.
Oh, it's everything. I've watched some videos on it. I mean, you can get like PSA 7s. Like you can get every language. It could be anything.
Yeah, maybe we'll open some of these next week.
Dude, I was kidding.
I'm not. You said you want to have fun, right?
I mean, we may have different definitions of fun.
I mean, I think the chat's going to think that this looks like fun, right?
There it is. See, look at that.
It's
got your odds. Look at that.
I know. You
have a 0.1% of hitting the big hit. That's pretty good.
I mean, here's the crazy thing, right? So platinum for 500, you have a 0.1% chance. That's not 1%. That is 0.1, a tenth of a percent to get a $4,000 to $8,000 card. You put up another 500, you go to 1,000. That pull rate don't change.
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, sure, you could go, you could go throw $1,000 on a number on roulette, and if it hits, you get paid like $36,000. Like 35 to 1.
Okay, but are we playing 00 roulette or
Even 00 roulette? You have
even
a 1 in 30
your
games.
odds are still better on 00 roulette than this.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
This is what I'm trying. Like, this is the craziest. The payoff does not equal the odds for a 0.1%. Dude, they should give you something better than that. Look, I'm all for the gamble, I'm all for this, but like, dude, I'm gonna go to a roulette table or like a baccarat table or a craps table before I go after I don't know, making 7x your money for a 0.1%. That doesn't make any sense.
Is this even worth 13,700?
I'm not up to date on the vintage PSA 7 market.
Ryan Cohen is a freaking genius. I swear to God, this guy is a fucking genius. The amount of people that are going to use their Visa gift cards from Christmas to do this is going to be nuts.
Just wait till the stimmies kick in.
Oh my God.
Dude, one stimmy can get you 2 spins at diamond. All right.
Maddie, let me get your credit card real quick.
Hey, anybody, I think anybody that wants to make some spins, I think they should jump on stream that night. They can, do their spins, then they get off, next person comes on, and we
They
just
can go into the Thunderdome and press their luck.
Yeah, we'll play some music. We'll have the whole night of it. It'll be great.
Oh my God.
Maybe if we do it enough times, GameStop will start sponsoring us. Steve, you could
GameStop can become a full-blown card shop?
What if you got to the level of a mitt and like Ryan Cohen started like inviting you out to places?
Ryan Cohen needs to call me. Is what he needs to do.
What if this stems into that? This is how you start these things.
This is nuts. This is legitimately nuts.
Oh man.
How is this not considered gambling?
Because you're buying a product. So I had this whole discussion on my channel before. So the reason it's not gambling is you are buying you're buying a product. Whereas gambling,
what Brian just asked.
Right? Not yet, Brian. Stay tuned for my streams. No, but it's not gambling because it's not just a game of chance where you either win money or you lose, right? Because you're buying a product. It's the same thing as buying a pack of Pokemon. You may open the pack and it has nothing in it of any more value than a few cents or whatever, but you still got a physical product. And I think that's how it gets around it. At the end of the day, they will ship you that card. So if you pay $1,000 and you get a card valued at $100, they'll buy it back for 90, or they will ship you that card you bought. So it's not a gamble.
Ryan Cohen is a genius, and this just goes to show you how big this freaking market is.
Yeah. And Brian, by the way, dude, people are already doing this on Fanatics. So Fanatics has the same exact thing. They call it a different name. It's the same exact setup. It's one single slab. They buy it back. It's got the odds, all that stuff. And streamers are, like I said, Catch 'em All Collectibles. He's already has it on his streams. I watched some of it. So it's already happening there. I mean, when GameStop is out of their beta testing, and I'm sure it's going to be the same way.
Wow.
Like I said, I'd be more for it if the odds made sense. It's like when you walk up to a roulette table, right, or a baccarat table, betting black or red or betting play or banker, you have close to a 50% chance and you get double your money. So, like, okay, the casino has to have some odds, right? But I have a pretty good opportunity to win. With this, it just seems like it's like insulting. It's like, dude, I have like very low opportunity to actually win here. Like,
Do you play craps?
I know how to play craps. It's not my preferred game.
What is your preferred game?
It just depends on if I'm hanging out with people, roulette. If I'm just by myself or like another friend who's serious about playing, blackjack.
Ooh.
But like blackjack, if you're trying to play like for real, it's not really much of a hangout game as much as like roulette is.
Yeah, no, I can't do blackjack for certain reasons.
What are the reasons?
I sat on a subway for half a year to a year, trained myself how to count an 8-deck ship. Okay?
They do 8 decks out there.
I trained myself how to count an 8-deck
Normally it's
ship.
6, right?
Right. But I set it to 8 to make it harder on myself. Every morning and every afternoon for 40 minutes, all I would do on the subway is freaking count cards for half a year to a year. Know how to play basic strategy. Was able to count. I never fucking won. And I started going to blackjack in the middle of the night, so I'd be the only one at the damn table, so nobody could fuck the count up on me.
I do
And
the
it's
same
not
thing.
fucking a count up, but when people hit when they shouldn't, it's infuriating. So I'm done with blackjack. I do not play. I play craps. I have a mathematical strategy on craps that I can get you a house edge.
Yeah, like they have in the casino near me. It's an Ameristar. They have high limit open sometimes, and they have double deck in there.
Mm.
And I would always like to play that.
Oh, double deck is good odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it was usually like $100 minimum hands, and I would play that a lot.
Yeah, I mean a double deck.
And there would never be anyone else at the table. Like that's why I always like to go in there, because you weren't sitting around with people who were just sitting there getting drunk, having a good time, making stupid bets, So
yeah, I mean
and that's why I say for those kind of nights, if you're out hanging with your buddies, I'll just play roulette and sit there and mindlessly bet numbers and see. But it's like it's if you're actually trying to actually play, it's hard to go to a blackjack table because, like you said, you get so pissed off at all the people doing stupid things.
Yeah, no, can't do it. Now at craps, I'll tell you the strategy real quick. So we'll use units of 10 to make the math easy. So on the pass line, you put 10 on the pass line, and you throw $2 on the any crap. Any crap pays 7-1.
Yep.
So now, if a 2, 3, or 12 come out, you lose your $10 bet on the pass, but you take in 14 on the any crap. You put $4 in the rack. You still have your $2 any crap bet up, and you throw 10 back on the pass. If a 7 or 11 come out,
any crap is 7 or is it 4?
7-1.
I thought any 7 was 7-1. No,
No,
is that
no.
4-1?
Any crap bet pays 7-1. So if a 2, 3, or 12 come out, you get $7 for every dollar. So you throw $2 for every $10 you have on the pass line.
Yeah.
As insurance. Now, if a 7 or 11 come up, you win your $10 pass line bet, you lose your $2 any crap bet, but you're still up net 8. So it's perfect insurance no matter what happens on the come out roll. You cannot get hurt. Doesn't matter. Now, once a point is established, people play the come bet for some reason and they're stupid because you don't make money on the come bet when a 6 is rolled. Your bet now moves to the 6. You got to hit a 6 again. They're stupid. And they do it because, I can put odds in back of it. You're dumb. Don't do it. You're wasting a 6. You're wasting a roll. The second a point is established, let's just say the point is a 4. You place the 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10 because now you have 24 out of 36 combinations of one of your numbers coming out, which is a 66.67% chance. A 7 only has 6 combinations of coming out, which is a 16.67% chance. Every roll from here on out, you have a 50% house edge of one of your numbers coming out. You only need 3 or 4 numbers to hit in order to make your entire roll back. Once you do that, You go up a unit every time, and you build up your stacks on each number, and you build your bankroll up on the rack.
Have you ever done the numbers for bonus craps?
No, because I don't have bonus scraps near me.
Oh, I like it.
I don't even know what bonus scraps is.
Oh, it's all the numbers are on. You can bet every number 2,
Oh,
3.
really? So
11, and 12.
basically, 2
Yeah.
through 12 is on the point?
Yes, and
Wow.
they pay exponentially more.
Wow, 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 wow.
So you can effectively have every number but 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to redo my math on that.
Like at the casino near me, they have both. They have 2 regular and they have 2 bonus.
Interesting.
Crapless
Very
craps, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no crap at the beginning. It gets placed. So if 3 comes, it gets placed on 3.
Craps is the best game in the casino. It's fucking great. All
Hitting
right,
up-
we should
hit-
end on that. I don't
Atlantic
want to get
City?
anybody in trouble.
Are you going?
Going where? Right now? No.
Atlantic City, hit up there, man. I'll catch a red eye. I'll meet you there.
Is there a Collecticon coming to Jersey anytime
Dude,
soon?
it's so weird you mentioned that. There actually is.
When?
It's the next one. I think it's like next week, next 2 weeks.
Where is it?
I'll look it up. Yeah, I mean it's coming up. It is November 22nd, 23rd. So yeah, this next weekend at the
Where
New
is it,
Jersey Expo
Meadowlands?
Center. New Jersey Expo Center.
Expo Center. Interesting.
So yeah, if you want to head down there.
Very interesting. All right. I guess next.
Wait, what? Did we lose Steve? Guys, we lost him. We lost Steve. I guess I will be saying the goodbyes. By the way, thank you to everybody. Oh, he's back. We got double Steve. It's Inception.
Wow. I freaking moved my foot. I had my foot on my tower and I hit the fucking restart button.
I was about ready to say the goodbyes myself.
Oh my God. Take us out. Take us out.
No, man, I appreciate you having me on, dude. Everyone who stopped by on this impromptu Sunday night stream, appreciate you guys. It was fun as always.
He dropped the Apple iShock. That's hilarious. Yeah, thanks for everybody for coming. We're going to try to do this more often. We're going to try to do it every Sunday. Please go follow Alex, Nostalgianomics. He runs a great rip and ship business. Go to his website, nostalgianomics.com. And I will see everybody tomorrow night. Later, everyone.
Later.